let me just say this for the record. You know, I'm not about to go back to any of those Nutballer group chats. And yes, I'm tripling down now when I say this because I don't want to get to a point where I'm about to break up the group. And the reason why I say that is because of my ongoing beast mode rants. You know, everyone knows what I've done these past few weeks before I stated my decision to stay away from them, unless they're about group hangouts, which I won't really get into unless it's, for me, a maximum of 2 friends, you know? So I know all these guys are forgiving, like Julio, Robbie, Carlos, Abbas, Dewey, Russ. I get all that. But that don't mean shit in the long run, for as long as they still see me continue to be, for them just continuing to put up with what I've been saying, as if like I picked up where I left off prior to the group text incident, and even after. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel so bad. Like, it's like what I've said in all my older videos from like toward the end of March, when I said, that they're gonna look at me like they're gonna give me one more chance, and it still stands to this day because of what they're still seeing out of me. Remember, the group text incident changed the entire complexity and the functionality of this group. Because look what transpired. Not this past Saturday, not the previous Saturday, but like I'm gonna say the last couple of Saturdays. Look what happened between Carlos and the boss. Look what happened between Abbas and Dewey. Yeah, I know it's not directly my fault. What Dewey told me, because he was asking Abbas for, a favor, and that led Abbas for some reason to react how he reacted to Dewey, calling him an effing an effing P. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how Abbas came about to react that way, but this is where I was at fault, that I rubbed him the wrong way as far as how he perceived my beast mode rants, right? So, and because I've had so many of those dating back to last year prior to the group text incident, that's why a boss took it as, man, are these, like, he must have been thinking that some of these other guys are doing me wrong, or like, I think it came to a point where he was being so defensive of like of what I said, because I know he's one of the most understanding dudes, and for Carlos to say what he said, look, I know Carlos is also very caring of a dude, right? Has helped me on my job search, and also treated me to breakfast for my birthday, and I gotta continue to thank him for that, even though I've not seen him for a long time now. But I think for a boss to come to my defense like that, it's nice, but I didn't, for him to react that way to Carlos. For him to react to Carlos that way is so unlike him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't think a boss would ever react that way to Carlos, and the same way with Dewey. Now again, this goes to show that, again, it's because of my my ongoing beast mode rants, and that's happened for a long time, and it goes to show that it's rubbed a boss the wrong way that he had to react like that. So I'm gonna say this, like, when this is exactly why it's just hard for me to just live this life that I'm living right now. And as chaotic as my home life is, and as totally disastrous as my work life is, like, put those two together, And most of my weekends going back to last year have been a lot of like what you see here on this image. If you see it very quickly, just show a couple of them. It's just been, that's just been the life that I've been living, the home life. It's the outside life, the home life. It's, and just to hear, I mean, I'm just sensing nothing but stress around me, and I hate to just say it, man. Like, I understand, that we're trying to do our best to just get rid of a whole lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's just more and more to just deal with. It's a repetitive cycle. And that, even having another family member that's just going out of control, unpredictably, and she is dealing with that kind of sickness, and it's just unpredictable. That adds to the stress. The stress vibe that I'm being surrounded with every time I'm at home. Now I get that I'm currently in my supposed 2 week break, but so far it's just the only thing good that's happened is me beating Russ, in his home court. Okay, but overall, just like most of my weekends going back to last year, it's just been a lot of moving around stuff, and the fact that I'm helping my family with just a lot of moving stuff, and this is all that we've ever been doing. And look, like some of my friends out there I know, and even like some of my neighbors, they're enjoying life and having parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for us, it's like I even heard one of my parents say on the 4th of July, it's like, when it comes to a holiday, look what all these other people are doing. They're partying, they're enjoying the holiday life, and it's barbecuing, all that stuff. While for us, it's like, whether it's the 4th of July, whether it's Memorial Day weekend, or Memorial Day itself, or Labor Day, or even Thanksgiving, even just like Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, all I'm seeing is them, and even me just helping them out. All I'm seeing now is just like move boxes around. They're literally moving stuff like around, and that's all we do. Like, when some people have to come over for the holidays, we have to move a lot of stuff, and just to clear some space so that the house looks presentable, this and that. This is what we've been having to deal with for years now. I'm not gonna hide it no more, man. I'm gonna express it like how it is, because this has been the repetitive cycle that we've been we've been dealing with for who knows how many years I've been straight. So it's just a sad life that we're dealing with. I'm sorry that I have to say this. Anyone that's watching this video right now, even if it's some of my Nutballer friends, even Mari, and or Lisa, just yeah, I am trying to stay strong. But at this point, it's hard for me to be strong, and unfortunately, I don't have any control over trying to fix what's happening in my home life. This isn't like me just having to deal with my struggles in school just to get some homework done, or a project, or or an essay, where I need some help, and when that anytime I go in panic mode, just looking like I don't know what to do, and it's like the last minute, and then next thing you know, last minute I finally get help, finishing that essay or project, and in the end, once I get through all that stuff, it's like, hey, I achieved a degree for it. Yeah, I graduated. Yeah, I did something. I accomplished something. I can't accomplish anything here at home. It's just everything has just been it's just been a repetitive cycle, and I really hate to say it, man. I mean, this is all that we've been doing for like how many years, and no matter how much effort I give, how much effort I give to help them out, at the end of the day, it's still too much to deal with. And who knows at this point, like in the next couple of years or so, whenever that would be, and depending on the situation of my other, our other family member with the sickness that she's dealing with, that it may come to a point where I may end up moving out of state, but not by myself. So, I know this video isn't really about, my outside life issues / home life issues, / my life issues. But this video is really for me to just basically triple down on the fact that, I'm like, that I don't want to break up this entire Nutbwallers group. And not to literally say I am going to purposely do it, like by saying I am going to break up the group. But, if I was to come back to this group chat, to interacting with all these group chats, like with this worst version of me, this ongoing worst version of me, more likely than not, I may cause this group to break up based on what transpired the last couple of Saturdays. I'm sorry. I mean, I already caused more than enough drama, and look, like I said, I understand these guys are very forgiving, like Julio, Robbie, Russ, Dewey, Abbas, Carlos, even Naden, Ray, Neil, but it's they, like, how much longer are they gonna put up with all this shit that I've been saying? That I've been constantly just having to, to show every time I'm at my worst, every time my moods are off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that a lot of them have been silent, but I know some of them have gotten annoyed, like Julio and Carlos, obviously. But it's like I said, as forgiving as they are, that's not going to mean much in the long run if they continue to see me like this. Because I told you in my older videos from toward the end of March, they may worry at this point that based on what happened in the group text incident, that I may end up saying something that's similar to or even worse than what I said, what I brought out in that quote unquote the infamous group text incident. They're fully aware. I know they're still fully aware of this. And yeah, I've already reconnected with these guys, okay? I know they're fully aware. So I have to still treat this like it's their one more chance to me. I know Dewey feels that way still. He ain't gonna say it. None of these guys are gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. They are gonna give me one more chance still. And I know, and again, they're not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. And if anyone who listens to this video, or if any of these guys listen to this video, that what I'm about to say that they're not gonna say, I'm gonna say it. When that moment comes where, like I said, if I end up saying something that is similar to or worse than the group text incident, you best believe all of these guys, Julio, Robbie, Russ, Dewey especially, Carlos, Neil, Boss. I don't know about a boss, but you best believe all those guys are gonna end their friendship with me. They're not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. I know it's in their minds. They're not gonna be willing to admit it. Maybe they're afraid to say it to me, but I'm gonna say it. They're gonna more likely than not end their friendships with me. And from then on is where the Nutbwallers group, is gonna break apart. I said it in one of my older videos from towards the end of March. You know, at the time that I was away from my friend circle, that if I was to come back, I know they're fully aware. And the moment something like this happens, you best believe the group is going to break up very quickly. That's what I mean when I say I don't want to break up the entire Nutbwallers group, by coming back to the group chats with this ongoing worst version of myself, And I know that what I'm having to deal with as far as having to deal with so many weekends, just having to help my family with, still trying to get rid of stuff and rearranging stuff and all that. And it's very stressful because it's been going on for so many years. But I'm trying so hard to not think negative thoughts. But unfortunately, it's there. Like, it's just so many, just so many of them. I'm just trying to control it. And it's why right now I'm struggling to engage in therapy. I'm not saying that it's not helping me, but right now, it's hard to apply what all the mental help that I've been, receiving with these situations I'm in. Had it been any situation that's not like this, to where I feel stuck and not having any control, and then it would have been easier for me to apply. But this is where it's for situations like this, it's tough. It's tough because I have no control over it. I know people are going to say, oh yeah, you got to learn how to control how you respond. I get that. But, for me to do that, it's it takes a whole lot out of me because I'm not built mentally like those guys are, like Dario, like Julio, like Tristan. Tristan especially telling me a long time ago that, I needed to have very strong self-control, and it needs to apply even in the most stressful situations. And unfortunately right now, I am dealing with, the most stressful of situations, and that's why, and it's one that I don't got any control of. So, as of right now, it's why I'm I got to do myself a favor. This mental health that I'm going through right now. It's look, I know I said what I said while I was in beast mode, that I made a fool of myself, and just for the guys like Julio, Robbie, and Dewey, and Neil, and Russ, even Ray, to be happy that I'm getting the help that I need. And now for them to still see me like this in beast mode is why I had to do what I do. And there's no way I'm going to come back right now. I said it in my previous video when I doubled down on why I'm not going back to interact with these group chats, right? Except when it comes to group hangout plans. So, I needed to be careful. And so, I just thought I'd get this off my chest because, I just want anyone that's listening to this video, once again, whether it's all of my Nutbwallers friends or some of them, that they understand where I'm coming from. And I'm not about to go back up there being at least 35% of who I am. And all of a sudden, I caused this group to break up. And everyone at this point knows what I mean when I say that. So y'all let me know what you think. And, anyone that feels a certain way, drop a comment, because I want to know what you think. All right, peace.